Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor. And this continues to be the space for conscious, purpose driven entrepreneurs who are looking to remove the blocks that hold them back so that you can manifest abundance through it, as well as hidden seekers. Stumbling over words today. So I'm bringing you this video off the cuff. I had a unfortunate experience last night or yesterday. Hopefully I can get through this without tearing up, but I wanted to talk to you about grief because I need to make a video for you, and that's what I am experiencing. And it can be helpful for us to be reminded we are not alone and to remember some of the processes that can help us as we go through this. So for those of us who have experienced complex trauma, it is even more difficult to process grief. Our brains shift and change when we live in a perpetual state of being traumatized. Our survival brain is engorged and our prefrontal cortex is not always in charge as much as we would like it to be. Our intelligent brain is offline when we are hijacked by our triggers and by wounds and anything painful, big emotions. And so what do we do when we are grieving? Our tendency, as those of us who have lived in hypervigilance or this survival brain for a long time, our tendency is to avoid emotion, disassociation, look away, right? Don't look at the thing that hurts. We will pull out our phones, we will pour a glass of wine, we will distract ourselves with a video game or go shopping or whatever the thing is. And I will tell you what has happened in just a moment, but it's worth sharing what to do first for those of you that aren't interested. So notice the tendency to look away, because as we talk a lot about on this channel, the body keeps the score. The body is the key. The body is the key to manifestation. The body is the key to success, to life purpose, to freedom, to healing. We were gifted this beautiful sports car of a vessel to maximize our ability to own our power in this realm. And that does not only apply when we are in the higher vibrations, that even anger, even sadness are necessary, and they are a package deal as part of this life, whether we like it or not. In fact, I would say emotions are the key to everything. That's how we manifest. That's how we create. It's how we heal. It's how we ascend and grow. It's how we love. It's how we receive love. So when something happens that is difficult to process and you recognize the tendency for disassociation, when you want to look away, when it's so big, it's too much, when the brain and the system want to shut down and go into complete freeze or fawn or fight or flight, see it happening and allow yourself to do what is necessary for a time, but recognize that that will keep it stuck if you continue to avoid, ignore, distract. That's how things get stuck in our bodies. That's what they call a block. That is subconscious programming, is an open trauma response that was never closed. And it has to be closed through our focus and attention on the emotion and on the body. So 48 hours ago, more so, no, I think we're on 3 days, Saturday afternoon, it's Tuesday afternoon, we brought home a beautiful little baby bunny who was probably about 7 days old. And I am well aware of the protocol of what to do when you find a baby bunny. You know, always put it back in the nest. The mother can care for it better than you ever will. She always comes right around the break of the day. So early morning hours when you're sleeping. It can seem like they're hungry, but they don't need your help. Mama will take care of them. So put that baby back in the nest whenever you can. Leave the nest alone. If you keep visiting it, the hawks will see it and they will come and take the babies. So we know all these things. We couldn't find the nest. The dog brought us a little present and we didn't know where it came from. So we decided to bring it home. We had a tragedy with baby bunnies 2 years ago. This is how we know all these things. And I, my emotional brain wanted to believe that it was an opportunity for redemption. And we called her Chloe home and successfully fed her. She was eating 2 milliliters twice a day, just as she was supposed to. She was the tiniest, cutest little thing. She would rest in my chest and I could feel her heartbeat and she felt mine. And it was awesome. And then unfortunately, when we locked up last night to go to the pool, the door that was supposed to be closed did not stay closed. And my dog found her a second time and she didn't survive that second time. And so many people are like, bunnies are meant to be food. There's too many of them. The wildlife centers won't take them. They're just a dime a dozen and nobody cares. So why do you get so emotional? That's my life lesson to work through. So don't worry about that. The point is, what do you do? What do you do when you're grieving? What do you do when you're triggered? What do you do when you're hurt? Do you look away? And it was quite a few moments of big tears for my children and I. And I noticed their immediate tendency was to turn on a screen. They wanted to go watch TV, wanted to pick up the phone, wanted to watch animal rescue videos, even though it had to do with animals. And it is not fun to say, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to sit together. We're going to talk about this. We're going to process it. And it was 9 o'clock at night. They needed to go to bed. So, there's more processing that has happened today. And even in the awareness of it, I noticed that there's still not enough, that I had to go into meditation and really sit in my body and force my brain, not just for a minute or two, to be with the body and be with the pain, but for 20 minutes, for 30 minutes, that we hear the feel it to heal it advice and we think that a minute or two is enough, and it's not. No one taught us how to leverage the healing ability of the body, and it requires more than a minute or two. Have to sit with it until it subsides on its own, not until we look away or forget about it or try to convince ourselves, I don't care, it's not a big deal, she's hawk food anyways. It's a tough lesson. It's a hard process, but it's a muscle that we develop and we get used to it and we get stronger and we get better at it, and the body gets better at it and it happens faster and it moves through more quickly. But it takes a lot of energy to hold on to all of that. An entire life's worth of pain that you probably feel like, I got over that a long time ago. I processed that. If you didn't work with the body, it's still there. And this is what is holding us all back collectively, globally, suppressing human potential everywhere you look. I should silence that for you. So you could be an early adopter. You could be ahead of the growth curve. Make that commitment, whether it's grief or big emotions, disappointment, high hopes that are dashed. Practice. Not for a minute or two, but for 20 or more. Be in the body, find it in the body, feel the body, watch it move, watch it release. And eventually you will fully send your baby bunny home. with that, I will close. These energies are challenging the last 48 hours. So didn't see that coming Monday. I think I felt it, but I was like, I don't want to acknowledge that this is really tough. Astrologically, looking at things, it looks like it should pass by Thursday. I'm sorry, Wednesday, tomorrow. Anywho, I love you guys. We'll see you on the next one.